Welcome guys to today's video where I'm going to show you how you can use the if function to categorize your students. This is very simple and actually you need to learn this as a teacher because you'll be categorizing your students' marks in class. For example, if you after the examination has been done and you are you you are required to categorize your students and see how the performance is going of the class. So actually you can use this if function to calculate and rank your students according to how they have performed and see how many students have got and mean score of A, grade of A, they have how many students have passed and so on. So this assuming you have a data that's the student's examination. For example, for me here I have this data which I have the student name and the subjects that I have here. So to use the if function, actually it is very simple. So for example, I'm going to use this if function to calculate the average, and the average, to calculate average, it is very simple. You just click is equals to average is equals to average, and then you specify the cell. So I want to calculate the average from B2 to, that is from B2 to G2. Then you just hit enter. So that's the average. So the average for the average for Jen now is 65. So to actually calculate the average of these other students, you just hold down and copy the formula to the rest of the cells, and it will calculate for you the average for the other students. That way you can see that now the average of these other students is the same. So after calculating the average, I'm going to use this average to rank my students to categorize my students according to how they have performed. So I can use this if function to do that for me. So I'll just go directly to the function. Just say is equals. You start first with is equals to if. Open the collaboration, then type the logical test. So if now I want to use this average to calculate for the grade. Now if h2 is greater or equal to 70, then this one I will say the student has gotten an A. Then I'll come and say if now the second student, now if h2 again is greater or equal to 60, I'll say the student has got a B. Again, I'll come and say if h2 now 50, I'll say this student has got a C. Then if h2 is greater or equal to 40, I will say this student has got a D. Now if the student has gotten below 40, I will say that student has failed my exam. So I'll say if, or actually has gotten an E. Now if the same column, if h2 the same cell, because I'm using the average, then you say it's below 40, I can say this student has failed. But for you can type you can just use your own letter, but for exams you'll need to specify that this student has gotten an E. It means he has failed the exam. So I'm just typing the word failure to show you that he has failed the exam. Then after that you just close with 5. So for me, I've opened the bracket 5 times, so I'll need to close 5 times. So you can see each and every bracket has its own color. So you can see here is green, and I've closed with green. So that will only tell you how many brackets you need to close. So the first bracket had a black color, then the first one had also black. So that's how you can close the bracket. That's a must for you to close the bracket 5 times, because we have opened the function 5 times. So after finishing the function, let me check if the function has a mistake. Maybe I skipped a comma somewhere. So the function is right. So I'll just press enter, and you can see that this student has got a B. So I'll just again hold down and copy the same formula down. So you can see that this student has got B, the others has got B, and I have 2 students who have A in my class. So actually this is the simplest way to categorize your students if they have got an A, a B, or what. So you can simply do this by using this function. It is simple, and Excel will do this for you. So for example, I want this student, for example, I want to edit this data so that this student has failed my exam. So let me just adjust here my data, say 30, say 34, say 23, say 20. So you can see that let me type for that is, let me say 36. You can see that before even I finish, the student already has failed my exam. So you can see that this means that this student has gotten marks below 40, and it has already updated that this student is below average. So that is how Excel can do this for you, very simple. So you can see that the average is 34, and the average I categorize this based on this average. So the average is 34, so meaning this student has got 34, which is below 40. Yeah, so this student has failed my exam. So that is how you can do this using Excel. And as a teacher, this one you need to learn, and you need to start using this Excel with the categorizing the students' mark in your class. It is simple and easy to learn. So it does not require so much skills or professionalism for you to do this for. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I will be posting about other formulas, as Excel has several formulas. You can see here Excel has so many functions, so many of them. I will be dealing with these functions in my videos, and I will be showing you how to work on them. So thank you guys for watching, and remember to subscribe.